What's up, everybody? My name is Scotty Madonia, and right now is actually a first for the show because tonight's guest, well, if you're seeing this, then it's tonight's guest, is actually dating one of my best friends, Augie Bello. So what we're going to do is we're going to officially give him an invite to the Vibe Chamber. Before I do that, I'm going to tell you a little bit about him. See, he's a singer, a songwriter, and a content creator who has amassed over 19 million likes on TikTok. So actually, we're going to go see if Aeden Alvarez wants to join us. The lights are off. You didn't tell me he was...
It's 1 a.m.
I thought he was... Okay.
It's 1 a.m. He's sleeping.
Okay, then... Okay, we'll do it anyways. It'll be... Valerio, you go through first. Surprise!
Oh my God!
Scotty, what are you doing here?
Son of a... God. What the I was coming to ask if you'd be on the Vibe Chamber. Son of a...
Sorry, I'm still waking up.
Okay, well, do you want to do it?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, then,
Give me like an hour, and I'll call you, and then we'll do it.
Dude, we're in the same city. Why don't we just do it at yours?
because...
This is what my house looks like out of frame.
Oh my God, you're gross. You're disgusting. You're vile.
Wow.
Aeden Alvarez. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. My house almost fell apart today, but, you know.
I'm so sorry. And I have yet to still see it.
Yeah, that's true. No, I'm talking about, where were you when the earthquake happened today? That was crazy.
Dude, you know what? I'm not going to say that I felt FOMO, but I was walking to work and I just didn't feel it. But I came to work and Augie, he texted me like, well, that was an earthquake. And I thought he was talking about Tori Kelly's new album.
Is it called Earthquake?
No, he just told me that it was released this morning.
Oh, okay.
And then I was listening to it and he was like, well, that was an earthquake. And I was like, I know I'm on the third track. And then I hear all these phones go off. And I'm like, oh, you mean like an actual earthquake?
And we had another one like an hour ago, a small one, but not...
Another one?
Yeah, a very, like, it was like a couple seconds and it was only like I thought it was a car outside,
feel
honestly.
it?
I didn't really notice it. I thought it was a car.
Okay. It's scary. It's scary stuff.
Crazy. I woke up because I worked late last night and then I got done. Well, I got done at 1. And then New York being New York, the train didn't get me home. I live like 40 minutes away. I got home at like 2:45. Took like an hour and 45 minutes just because the train was like, I don't know, decided to take a leisurely stroll between every stop. But
see, everybody needs a break, even the trains.
Even the trains, exactly. I know. And then, so at like 10 o'clock today, I woke up and I was literally going like this, my bed, and then I have my light that's up on my speaker. I look behind me and it's lit. It was doing this and all this stuff. And you know when you wake up and you have no idea where you are?
Yes.
It was like that.
That was that.
Plus the fact that the world was warping, like I was having an acid trip.
That sucks.
It was.
Oh my God.
I mean, I'm
so
gonna
it was
be
around
honest.
10 for you?
I think so.
10.
Wait.
That's when I was leaving for work.
I think like 10:30 maybe. I don't know.
Did anything fall in your place?
No, but it almost did. I had like stuff that was like almost falling over. But I was for like 5 seconds. I was like, "This is the rapture. I'm done. Has to be the end of the planet."
I'm so sorry.
Well, I honestly it was kind of dope. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, good for you. We're on the 6th floor. If like
true.
I always imagine having to like, in case a building ever falls like this vertically or like this, like would I jump out the window on the opposite end and like run down?
Aiden, really quick.
No,
you're
I'm
frozen and there's a giant bump.
Oh my God, how did that happen? Wait, what do I do? Oh shit.
How did you get a bubble? Wait, what?
I don't know. I don't even know who did that. Okay, I'm gonna stop and start the... Oh,
we're back.
We're back.
We're back. We are so back.
If that ever happens again...
I was just like, what?
Who does... Wait, did I do that?
I don't know. Maybe there's like...
I'm scared.
I have no...
I'm gonna stay away from the thumbs up symbol in case it's like an AI thing. And...
Wait, is that what that... Wait, we gotta try
I don't know.
Do it one more time.
Is Zoom like FaceTime now?
Oh
Are
my!
you fucking kidding me right
This is
now?
so
Shut the fuck
stupid. I
up.
like how.
Okay, no more thumbs up. I'm gonna do
Okay,
this.
let's get to business, Aiden. Okay,
Okay, sorry.
we got to go back. Okay, so obviously I've known you for actually not even. I mean, on like half a year, maybe not.
It
Not
feels like too long
it's
now.
way too long. Desperately too long.
Yeah.
So there's some stuff that we've covered about like your past and because I really had only heard about you lightly before you started dating Augie.
Mhm. Mhm.
I had maybe seen a couple of videos on TikTok, but I never
Mhm.
really I didn't really understand the extent of it. And I
Right.
remember I
A
think
lot of people don't.
one of the one of the first times I met you, it might have been the first time, we were
Uh-huh.
out with Augie, and usually every once in a while people will come up to him and be like, "Hey, the saxophone guy, Miss Jackson." And then I remember
Yeah.
there's people coming up to you and not him, which was like I was like,
That is
"What the hell's
so
going on?"
funny.
And then I
Wait.
looked you up, and I was like, "Oh shit, he's doing it." Had
Ah.
no idea. So I want to cover all of that because like I said,
Okay,
there's
shoot.
stuff we've
Oh.
covered, but
Mhm. Mhm.
originally, where are you
Mhm.
from?
I am from Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
I've said this so many times. For interviews, I'm from Hong Kong, but I'm fully Filipino, and I was born in LA, thanks to my mom.
So the trajectory is born in LA and then
Born in LA,
went to Hong Kong for how
grew up in
long?
Hong Kong my whole life until
Whole life.
college. My
Okay.
whole life.
So
But
you
my
never lived in the
blood.
Philippines.
No, I think for like like the earliest memory I have is in the Philippines, and I think it ranges from like a month to a year that I was in the Philippines as a baby.
Okay. But
But yeah,
Hong Kong is
yeah.
that's
Hong
your
Kong is home. Hong Kong is like culture, my morals, and like I could walk around Hong Kong with my eyes closed for real.
I could do that around New York, but I would not want to do that.
That's very dangerous. Right, right. So yeah,
So you
Hong
grew up in
Kong.
Hong Kong. What was the family dynamic like? How many people in the house? That kind of stuff.
So I grew up in an extended family. I'm talking like 10 to 12 people.
Oh my God.
So initially it was just like me, my mom, and my sister. Oh my gosh, I was gonna do a thumbs up again. I need to stay away from that.
I had
Me
no
and my
idea it
mom
was
and
a
my
thing.
sister. Me neither. But then when I turned around, I think 8 years old, my mom and her best friend now, they just like hung out and like we had a play date one day at my aunt's place. She's my aunt now, my tita is what we say. And then from then on, we just started living in each other's houses. Houses.
Wow.
So like we grew up together. I have like two sisters now, one older brother, like two moms, and my uncle, who's like my only father figure. He's
Okay.
Italian.
Oh, hey, my family's
So yeah.
Italian.
Yes. So my extended family is Italian Filipino.
That's an I that you don't
Yeah.
really meet a lot of people that are Italian Filipino.
Yes. I also don't meet a lot of people that grew up in extended families. Like a lot of people did not understand that like Nikki, who's my sister by
Hmm.
nature. A lot of people are like, "Oh, but she's not blood related." But it's like we grew up together, like
Yeah.
in each other's houses, in each other's rooms. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
We just merged as a family, and it worked.
So that's not something that is very common in Hong
No,
Kong to have like a big family
no,
at home.
especially not Hong Kong. I think in the Philippines, maybe, but I think it's more so just like the moral of like chosen family, you
Gotcha.
know? Like legally, we are not related,
Hmm.
like blah blah blah. But yeah, in my head, I have two sisters, like one brother, and like two moms, and like one uncle dad.
Uncle Dad.
Uncle dad.
My
Yeah,
family when they lived in the States up
yeah.
from like two generations ago, I think. I think maybe my great grandparents are from Italy
Yeah.
originally, but it
Okay,
was
sick.
their situation was totally different than mine because like my father lived on a street where his
Okay.
house was like
Uh-huh.
his grandmother's house and now it was his.
Okay.
And then or it was like his grandmother lived across the street and then they lived
Hmm.
in their house and then my aunt lived in the other
Wow.
house and then the cousins lived
Yeah.
and it was all on one corner. And
Wow.
that's something interesting culturally that's different than like the way I was raised was just my parents and my brother. So
Right.
that's interesting. I
You
will
just crossed the street. He was just like,
yeah, he literally would have all part of his family, and it's a similar thing where like there are people that I like that he would be like, oh, that's uncle
hmm
whatever. Person's not
hmm
related to him at all. Like he just they
Nice.
just like they
But it's
become
family,
yes
right?
they become
That's so
strict family even though they're not blood, which I think is
mhm.
really I really
That's
I wish I
cool.
had more of that because I always thought it would be fun to live around my
Wow.
family more, but then I decided to
We're
move six
literally the
hours
same.
away.
Yeah. Wow. That's the exact same situation.
Yeah,
It's like chosen family, you know?
exactly. So when did music come into the picture?
Um, Music came in, I think because my mom was always playing Earth, Wind and Fire, Angela Bofill, Anita Baker growing up. Like she was
Oh,
playing disco and Chaka Khan like nonstop. And she loved just like these daily karaoke sessions. So I think like my mom just embedded that musicality in me growing up. I had a great range of music growing up. Even like who's the guy that was like um oh fuck, what's that song where it's like uh, anyway, I can't come up with it right now. It's not coming to my head. He was a white guy.
okay. That narrows it down to about 3
Thank
billion.
you. Once it comes back to my, I'm just gonna sing it, and you're gonna name the artist.
Okay.
But I wrote my first song 3 years old.
3 years old.
Oh my gosh, I think this is actually also one of my earliest memories. I was on the floor with a crayon and a pen, and I was writing down the lyrics to the song. It was the fish and the butterfly and and the fish.
Okay.
That was the lyric and the title.
It sounds like a Bob Dylan song.
That was a full song. Do you want to hear it right
I
now?
would love to hear that.
Okay, I'm gonna like get
Just don't
back
give
in
a
the
thumbs up.
headspace. I won't. I'm gonna hold my thumbs. I'm not even gonna give my like my 3-year-old voice. It was like the fish and the butterfly and the fish. I hate that kid. Like you couldn't have given me a riff. And my mom, she was the reason I remembered that I wrote that song because she
Okay.
kept like singing it back to me.
No verse,
Um,
just a hook.
just the hook, the title, and that's it.
That's
That's all
honestly
you
kind of
needed.
innovative. Don't even need a
For
just skip
real. I
straight to
started
the
small.
hook, straight to the
Right.
chorus.
I was a natural pop star.
You're like Paul McCartney, starting the songs with the
Thank you.
chorus.
Oh my gosh, Paul McCartney and I have so much in common. British. Um, but in primary school, I was I had a like a budding music scholarship. Okay. And what I mean by that is like I was in choir, I was in all these musicals in primary school, like elementary school, as
Okay.
you'd say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, from like year 1 to year 6. I'm giving my international lingo right now.
Please,
Um,
I can follow along with the basic
you
stuff.
understand?
Yeah, the basic
Like,
stuff I can. Once you get into like
yes.
more of it, I might follow behind.
You'll
But
be like, what is that?
yeah,
What
but
do you
it's
mean
okay.
aluminium with a U?
By the time
Anyway.
that happens, New York City will have collapsed from a third earthquake, so we'll be
Oh
fine.
God, I hope not. Not after this.
I don't want anyone to get hurt, but I will be
Me
honest. If
neither.
I'd be totally honest if I said if everyone was fine, it would be kind of
Yeah,
awesome if it happened while we were live. I'm just gonna be
that
fully
would.
honest.
It would be like this, and I'd be like, so when I was 14,
And then a bubble with a
like the
thumbs
show
up's
must
gonna
go
fly
on.
up.
Oh shit.
I'm just kidding.
Um,
Yeah. So you're
yeah,
doing theater and stuff early on while you're in
so
primary school
much.
or elementary.
And then exactly, and when I went into middle school to high school, that's when I had full music scholarship thanks to Joe Leathhead. He's amazing. He was my radio, he was my ICT teacher. Do you know, is ICT like an American term?
I was
Like
homeschooled,
com
so that makes me
oh.
even further behind on the school terms.
Okay. So he was the computer science teacher.
Explain it to how my mother would have explained it to me.
So imagine a class where all the kids just go into a computer room
Okay.
and we all learn how to use a laptop.
I sort of did that in college and paid way too
Exactly.
much to do it. So, okay, good. I got you.
Yes, but like very basic stuff.
Okay.
My guy, Mr. Leathhead, amazing Australian dude. He set up a lunchtime radio like show, and he was like a father figure to me because he knew how passionate I was about singing. So every lunchtime or any lunchtime that we could, he would call me up and be like, "Do you want to sing at this lunchtime?" Dude, the music taste that I had when I was that young was really bad. And he just let me sing in front of the whole school. Nobody had a choice but to listen to me.
What kind of stuff?
I was singing like Sunny with a Chance songs, like from
Like,
Demi Lovato.
okay. I was like
Like,
Disney?
as in, I saw an episode last week and I love the song. I'm gonna sing it at lunch today. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It was very kid stuff. And he let me do that. He really, like, he gave me an opportunity to just like continue to grow and like sing.
Hmm.
And I love him for that. And another reason why I love him is because he is the reason I got the scholarship in my high school. He like got promoted. It's a different high school,
How does a
right?
scholarship because I know like obviously for a college scholarship
Yeah.
it's pretty plain and simple.
Yes.
What does a scholarship entail for a high
For
school?
high school, I just have to like I had to do a bunch of It was like I was signed, honestly. I had to do every single musical that not that I had to. You know I wanted to
Yeah.
as a musical theater kid. I
Had
was like, "Oh,
to.
I have to? Oh no."
Oh,
I did it,
Annie
bitch.
again?
Right? Oh no, the lead role? No, I'm kidding. That's so funny. I had to, and I loved it. I did stage band and all these choirs because I loved it. I really did. And I had to do really good at my music subject. Like I had to get good grades.
Okay.
That's it. Oh my gosh, not the thumbs up again. Yo, I'm so sorry. I'm
I
really ruining
No, no,
this.
no. I think it's hilarious. Let me make sure you're pinned. So we do. Yeah. Okay.
I
Oh,
keep thumbs upping.
this is hilarious.
So
Honestly,
yeah,
honestly, it's great. And then if a thumbs up,
this has never happened.
everything starts shaking, this would just be an iconic episode.
I need to get tape.
Yes.
Um, so I sang so much every single day. Like kids would get so annoyed at me because I was in math class, just like singing Ariana Grande. I was humming, okay, bitch. I was not singing loud. I was just like singing under my breath because I loved it.
Yeah.
Um, and then when I was 13, that's when I finally wrote my first full song,
What was that called?
After Always. Um, and I think I waited until I was 13 because my uncle he gifted me with a guitar, like my first guitar ever.
Hmm.
And I named her Penelope because she was, and don't take this the wrong way, she was thick and curvy and she had curves.
Why
Beautiful.
would I take that the wrong way?
I just like, she's like big and beautiful. You know what I mean? I was like, Penelope just makes sense. And I had to name
I
her.
like how you like don't be offended. Like I would be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. So like, I'm literally showing you the shape. Yeah,
Yes.
she had curves.
Okay. She's a
But it
baddie.
was left-handed. He gave me a left-handed guitar.
So that's how it
What?
started.
And I was like, at school, I was already learning how to play guitar like a normal bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
right-handed normally. But he was like, "Oh, but you write with your left hand." So he gave me a left-handed guitar. So I was a little ambidextrous for a sec.
We know what Jimi Hendrix, Sting, those are all lefty. I mean, Sting's a bassist, but
We have so much in common.
you, Paul McCartney, Sting, Jimi
Thank
Hendrix.
you.
You know,
Ah,
there's so many
so
people that you are just
so lucky.
they draw from you.
Ah.
Is really what it is.
What can I say? When did they die? No, I'm kidding.
Well,
Um,
Paul and Sting are here, and Jimi
oh,
Hendrix died like a million years ago.
let me just
But
give a
they would
thumbs
have
up.
never written a song
Look
about.
at
They
it.
would have never written the Fishy song. So
They wouldn't. A two-sentence song?
no.
They could
Well,
never.
I can't say that Paul McCartney wouldn't write something similar because I think he wrote the Octopus song, didn't he? I don't know.
Oh, he's great. I'll write the Squid song next. Whatever. We'll carry on the trend.
Yes.
But yeah, After Always was great. I finally like put my poetry passion to my guitar, and it was the first song that I wrote. Oh my gosh, Scotty, I'm lying to you right now.
Okay.
The first song I ever wrote is called Bleed.
Bleed. Oh, I know Bleed.
You don't bleed?
I
Why do
think
you know
so
Bleed?
because I heard it at some point. I know the
It's such
title.
a
I
like,
recognize the title.
wow.
You
Wow.
put it out, right? Or is it on
I did
YouTube,
put it
right?
out. Yes, I put it out, but like the reason I thought it was After Always was because After Always is the first song I released.
Gotcha.
But Bleed is the first song I ever wrote, and it was so depressing. It literally ends with like in my head the main character's love interest dying.
So is this like when you say like main character, is it based on stuff that you had experienced? Or are you literally like coming up with characters like writing for a movie or
Yes.
something?
So this first song I ever wrote, I don't do this anymore, but I imagined a situation where the singer is in love with a person and is like, I will literally do anything to
Mhm.
make you feel loved, supported, comforted. That I would bleed. And that
Yeah.
sounds like really bad now.
Yeah.
The older I get. But at the end, like the last verse is literally like, you died. It's like, you died. Sorry. I don't know why that
Some
ended
deep
like that.
material for. So wait, if you wait, that was when you were 13, you said?
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. I was just really sad, I think.
Some people are just like it doesn't matter how old they are, like they just have that gene that just I'm not someone who
What?
can write like that. I don't write. That's
Yeah,
one thing I've accepted.
but you do write, Scotty.
I write.
You rewrite.
I read. I just like I'm not someone. I never had that ability, which is something I'm so jealous of. I wish I was someone who could just be like, boom, here's how I feel about something in that form. I do it in
Oh,
other ways,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm jealous of something like that. And that's a lot of the people who have that kind of similar thing that you do. It seems
Oh.
like it's not an age thing, but there are people who are incredibly young who just there's just this thing where they can express the way they're feeling about something and it doesn't
Mm.
in a way that seems way more mature than they should be doing for their age,
Oh,
but it's just there's
yeah.
something I don't know. It's like this magic that's I don't know.
Oh,
I can't even explain it. It's deep in the in your bones.
that's sweet. I think I take that very to heart. Thank you so much.
You're
For me, I
welcome.
think it's just like I'll never hear that again. I gotta savor this moment. Give me a sec.
Yes.
Wow, that felt good. But I think it's like the inner like a small sense of narcissism to be so real, you know? It's like I felt love and nobody's felt it this way before, so I want to put it out in a song, you
Yeah.
know?
There is when you're going through problems, there's a 100% natural urge to feel as if it's
Yes,
you're the only person that's ever happened to.
for real. But now, I think when I was like in high school, that's when I really started feeling the angst and like the like I wanted to write a song to say fuck you. You know what I mean? Like the song itself was a fuck you to all
Yeah.
the boys I had crushes on.
Uh-huh.
And like that started the whole generation of music of mine where I turned people into songs. So every song that I write now is related to one specific person.
Okay. Do you ever do
But
multiple songs based on one, or is it like you basically get it all out in one song and then you kind of find
oh
a new
yeah,
topic?
no, one person definitely can inspire like multiple songs.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah. So now every song that I have, I I think about the one person that inspired it. And that's just the way I like to write because it comes from a real place
You
and it
like,
comes from like experience.
yeah, you like to have a basis for everything. You don't want to just fabricate it.
Yeah, I can't just like if I was put in a room and was given the task of like, okay, write a song for this artist, they're going through this, give me like I want them to give me all the ingredients and all like the images,
Hmm.
and I will do my best to like put that in word and in song, you know?
Yeah.
And like also to collaborate and be like, do you trust this? Do you believe this line? But for me, I feel the best when I write a song from like the most vulnerable place. And that comes from like my memory of like I was fucked over by this person or like this person made me feel such an intense feeling. So yeah, it's almost like yeah.
When you were writing these songs early on and you're obviously expressing all this emotion, were you thinking of it as just an outlet? Like, I feel this way, I want to get this out? Or were you also thinking,
Yes.
like, you know what? Down the road, I could record this and this could become a single or an album like that. Were you thinking about
That's
that at all at
funny.
that point?
I don't really think of like not the latter, definitely the first thing that you said, because it's like when I write songs, I don't really like sit down and be like, okay, I'm gonna write a song. It has to be like a budding, it has to be like a spiraling feeling in my stomach
Hmm.
where it's like, uh-oh, something's bubbling up. I need to sit down and like put it out
Yeah.
on paper, like concretize it. And I know that doesn't sound like a real word, but it is a real word because my theater teacher told me it was a real word and he's Irish.
Concretize? What
Yes.
does that mean?
It's a real word. We can search it up
Yeah,
later.
we'll figure it out.
But I think sometimes like the melody comes first, and then I'll write a journal entry and pick out some lines that I might want to put in a song. And it's all like about a person, you know what I mean?
Is it
About like
always is it always melody first? Or is it
I
sometimes
think
lyrics first?
I think the majority of the time for me personally it's melody first. So my voice note app, like every other singer is like full of just like licks
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like
yeah.
humming. But when I write, like I take lyrics very seriously.
Uh-huh.
And like I wanted to read like there's so many things that I want in songs that I make. Like I wanted to read naturally. I wanted to give images to the person listening, but I also want it to be a song that people can sing themselves,
And relate to it.
and relate to because like the thing that keeps me going and like the thing that keeps me writing more music is hearing people tell me like I sang your song the other day because it helped me cope with a breakup or like I was feeling depression and this specific song of yours like really helped me.
Hmm.
And that to me is like that's the greatest accomplishment ever as a music artist, you know?
Yeah.
So like, yes, I want to write a good song, but I also want to write a song that people want to sing, you know?
That's just something that's catchy. That's what they if they comes from
Yeah,
they can feel it when they're singing it. Plus the melody is good. That's
yeah,
the perfect
you know?
chemical formula.
Yeah. So I take my time. Like even now, like yes, I want to write an album and I want to write a new song, but it's just like not today. It doesn't feel there, so
Yeah,
I'm not gonna force it. I'm
you're
just
not
gonna
a
like
sit
wait.
down at a piano or a guitar and just have
I
it.
can't do that.
Yeah,
I can't do that. As soon as I feel forced, then it's like, damn, I don't want. Yeah,
music's
yeah. As soon as
rarely
I
as
feel forced.
it's rarely as good when you just say like I'm going to write and then force something to come out versus when it's like
Yes.
again, music's one of those weird, like, you know me, I'm not a very spiritual person, but
Uh-huh.
creatively, like I was saying before, how some people have that just writing gene, that just like that
Hmm.
ability. There's some weird, I don't even know
Well,
uh,
can I say
that,
something
yeah.
with the writing? Again, narcissism coming from me,
Hmm.
but it's also delusion. Because I think growing up, I just kept telling myself, like, oh, what I'm putting on paper right now is amazing already.
Uh huh.
And I think that helped me grow as an
Uh
artist
huh.
because I feel like so many people, they cut themselves off before they've even given themselves a chance, you know? Like, especially with social media, we're immediately like judging ourselves and being like, nobody wants this. This is cringe, blah, blah, blah. But like, you just got to get it on the paper, you know? You just got to get the song out and then judge it later or
Take
just like consider it art already, you know?
Yeah, there's a big issue right now, I think, with how music is becoming so aligned with the trends of social media, in the
Mhm.
sense that trying stuff, if it hits, you're a genius, and if it doesn't hit,
Mhm.
you're cringe. That's a big thing. Is, oh, that was cringy. The way that you sang that was cringy. The way you wrote that, and so a lot of people
Right.
are doing stuff that's super generic because people are
Mhm.
so immediate to be like, oh, that's different. That's cringy.
Mhm.
Now, don't get me wrong. There's so much stuff that I think is cringy. I'm a hypocrite to the nth degree, but I don't
Yeah.
tell people. I don't go and be like,
Right.
this is so cringy, because people are trying stuff, and I think
Right.
that there's a lot.
Right.
It's kind of with the amount of. It's at the same time people have this like freedom to do whatever they want, but
Hmm.
people are so quick to jump to that cringy. Oh,
For
that's
sure.
cringy. So people aren't trying stuff
Yeah.
as much, and that
But I also
you know,
I also don't blame everyone for that because like social media like forces you to judge. You know what I mean?
it's this bad like
You know what I mean?
yeah, it's bad on the social media side, it's bad on the people side, and it just makes this echo
Hmm.
chamber of just nonsense. Is basically
And
what's
like things that just are not genuine. But I also think some music is cringy.
there is
But the
some.
things,
There
you
is
know,
some.
but the things that I find cringy is like songs that you know and you can hear and feel that it did not come from a genuine place. It came from a formula. It came
Yes.
from a pattern, you
Hmm.
know?
Like it's like putting like Lego bricks together versus
Exactly.
like yeah, it's like literally like someone put the instruction set and did everything step
Yes,
by step of this is how you write a good song. You put this
exactly.
here and put that. I understand that there is a level of cringe to that.
It's hard now because I talk to Augie about it all the time, but like he said something that I very much resonate with, where it's like nowadays it's so hard to find like an album or a project or a single song that like you're excited to hear again.
Yeah.
And like he was saying how back then his Discover Weekly on Spotify was like continuously giving him good music.
Hmm.
But now it's so hard to find music that like you can resonate with. And like when I finally find one project, I'm leeching on that. I'm listening to it over and over again for the next month
Yep.
because it's the only thing I can listen to. And it's scary. It sucks because I don't know. I also remember a time where my Discover Weekly was popping
Hmm.
and I had like five new artists every week in my playlist. So I don't know.
There's a
I don't know.
I miss when there was like a hype for music coming out. Like, oh, this is
Ah,
new. This is like, you know what I mean? There's not now it's just kind of like, oh, new song. And now I mean, don't get me wrong. There are
mhm,
major exceptions to that. Beyonce
mhm.
dropping her I can't remember, was it No, Renaissance is the last album. The new album, the country
Yes.
album. That's the
Car
I can't
Cowboy Car.
yeah. I
Yes.
that's one of the few exceptions lately where I've seen where it was like it's like a movie coming out. People are
Mhm.
so excited to see it, and I'm obviously she's established. She's Beyonce, but it
Mhm.
does seem like when I was in college, and maybe because I was just going to music school and more immersed in
Mhm.
it in that sense, I just
Right.
remember it was like, man, there was new music coming out, and it was like it was really hip. It was like this
Yes.
weird like cross
Somewhat
section,
hip.
and I do miss that. I miss checking Spotify and being like,
Yes.
oh, this is dope. I never heard of
Yes.
this.
But I know. No, I feel that so hard. I just want like the way I listen to music on Spotify, I have one playlist
Hmm.
and it's just like a disgusting mix of all my tastes of like musical theater, R&B, pop, some country, folk, you know what I mean? It's all in one place.
Yeah.
And the way that I like to live my days is I press shuffle and I know it's a good day when I don't have to press next or skip.
Oh yeah.
It's like the universe telling me like, "Oh, I got a lineup for you, bitch."
I know it. I
And
know what you want
you
to
know what
hear.
you know the feeling?
Yes.
You know the feeling when like the
When it
next song comes
hits.
up and you're like, "Oh,
Yes. When
yes.
when when the new when, and even if it's a song you know too, but when it hits, it's so
Yes."
good. Last night
Oh,
coming home from
yeah.
work,
Hmm.
I had the weirdest mix. It was I was listening
Hmm.
to Wildflower by 5 Seconds of Summer. Do you know that song?
Uh-huh. I don't.
Love that
I,
song.
if you sing a little bit, maybe.
You're the one that makes me every time I'm telling
Yes.
you what
Okay.
I
Yes.
like that one.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh, great.
Yes.
I've recently got into 5 Seconds of Summer and I think they're fucking
Yay.
awesome. But
Well, they were a good era of music.
they were great. And
So,
I was
you know?
listening to them and then I was listening to the soundtrack to Harry Potter, John
Mhm.
Williams. And then I
Yes.
was
Yes.
listening to Rage Against the Machine. And
Okay.
I was like, this is a very, I have no idea why this is, but it was hitting
It's
just right.
hitting.
It was just right.
It's hitting. Ugh, I'm so happy for you
Yeah.
that you had an eargasm the other day. You lucky duck.
Well,
Golly.
jumping back again. So you said you started writing music around 13. How long is it
Yeah.
between starting to write versus figuring out I'm going to start recording this and putting it out? Was it pretty soon after, or did you wait a little
Oof.
bit?
Oh, I waited. I released my first song at 19.
19. Okay.
Okay, so the real is that wanted to get I wanted to like familiarize myself with releasing music. So I
Okay.
released a thing called fuck, I forgot what it's called, but it's like an instrumental. And I just wanted to like do it so I could set up my dashboard and like my profile pic on Spotify and Apple Music. So I literally just like put something out to put something out.
Yeah.
Um, I remember all my high school classmates were like, Aiden, I waited 3 minutes and like just to hear you sing and there was no singing. I was like, I was like, it's an instrumental, babes. It's a MIDI piano.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I released After Always at 19 with my friend Anne Marie, my guitarist, and we did it in my school studio. We did it at a lunchtime, dude.
So you
And
recorded it in like 45 minutes?
yeah, in like an hour. We did 2 takes, I think. Okay. I also love to record music as if I'm on stage and like if I tell myself in my head that I have 1 take, it makes sense for when
Yes.
I reach that bridge and you hear a little bit of strain in my voice,
Uh-huh.
you know? So yeah, After Always was a 1 take, but like yeah, all the way through. Every time I listen to it, I just hear how clogged my nose was. Like I hate how my allergies just like fucked me that day, you know? Um, I was also a loud kid, so I kept shouting everywhere. But
Had you started TikTok by that point?
no, in
No.
high school, no.
Okay.
Sorry, this was yeah, this I think like this was middle school, 19.
Well, 19 would
But
be
after maybe high school.
19 would be early college, right?
I felt
Right?
immature. No, dude. Oh my gosh.
Wait, yes. Aiden, what are you talking about? 19 is
Wait,
like a year and a half into college.
wait, did I release it at 17? I don't know math, dude. Let's say 17. Maybe 17 makes
Yeah, I was
sense.
18. I turned
Wow.
18 when I went to college, I think. Or no, I was 18, turned
Okay.
19 when I
Well,
was
I
in.
also dropped math, if that helps.
Well, I was
So,
also homeschooled, so none of it counts.
okay, so we're the same.
Yes, just
Um,
like Paul McCartney. I'm like Paul McCartney. I'm the same as you, and you're the same as Paul McCartney.
my British accent just like left me in high
Yeah.
school. But After Always, it somehow was found by America, dude. I had no support. I still have no support. Oh my gosh. What the fuck is happening? I don't even know what I did. I don't even know what I did with my hands.
Oh
What
my
did I
god.
do?
I have no
Oh, it's
idea.
amazing.
Wait, I don't want to waste time. We
I'm
only got
gonna
a little bit
watch
left.
back. Oh my God.
We have to
Is there
review we
lag?
have to check the replay. No, you're good. You're
This
good.
is so stupid. I'm gonna just hide my hands behind my back. Golly.
Okay, so you start recording the music and
Yes.
it just sorry, I'm
I
laughing.
released After Always.
Uh-huh.
No plan to promote it at all.
Yeah.
I literally released it a week later from submitting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
America finds it, and I'm seeing my Spotify for Artists app go crazy.
So it was like it was picked up by like a playlist?
It was just picked up by Discover Weekly, dude. It was not on a Spotify playlist.
Oh.
It was on an algorithmic playlist.
So how many streams were you getting
I was getting like one day I got 40,000 streams.
off a first song?
Yes. My
That's
first song with vocals.
crazy.
Isn't that stupid? It's stupid. And I thought, I thought like, come on. I'm an independent artist. I'm gonna be on tour and all that. But then after like 2 months or like 1 month of that growth, it was like immediate growth. It was really stupid. I
Mhm.
still don't understand why that song got so much attention from like Discover Weekly. And Release Radar maybe. It went down, and then like after 2 years or 3 years, it reached 1 million streams over time. So
That's
like the
tough.
first growth, it was yes, and so like thank God that that happened
Yeah.
because my real fans, they like I know that they stuck with me because when they name After Always, I'm like, why the fuck would you listen to that song? It's a good song. I want to re-record it, but like if you listen to it, it's just giving like DIY, which is great for to start out
Yeah,
and
yeah,
to
yeah.
show growth. But I just feel like people deserve more and like better. You know
Mhm.
what I mean?
So then
But thank God for that.
so is
Yeah.
that what kind of led to you deciding, I'm going to try making YouTube, doing social media stuff like that because you're like, "Oh crap, I can release something and it might blow up
Yeah.
again."
Yeah. I think I was for YouTube and like content for like Instagram and TikTok, different.
Okay.
YouTube was like my first cover was Let It Go as a kid,
That's
2014.
that's a great song. And what a
And that
great that
video.
is the year to do it.
Yes, and I was oh my gosh. That video is so stupid, but I love it. I'm so happy that's out.
Did that one blow up too?
I wouldn't say it blew up, but like when people find out that that's my first ever video, they go and they check it, and I had the highest voice ever. I had the
Really?
highest
I got to
voice
go
ever,
back
yeah.
and listen to it now.
I'll watch it high tonight.
You don't want to watch it sober?
No, maybe it'll make sense when I'm anyway.
I can't watch
YouTube,
any of these episodes, like the ones, because there are some where like
yeah,
I just like no matter what, I'm just like, oh, I cannot speak right now, and people pick
you're
up
speaking
on it.
perfectly.
No, see, I feel good right now. Some of these,
Yeah,
I go into it, I'm like, I'm ready to go, I'm prepared, and then my
yeah.
mouth just does not function the way that I thought it was going
I know.
to, and
So weird.
I got a comment about one last night.
Really? What did it
Yes,
say?
they were saying that it was just basically terrible, and
Ah,
I was that's essentially what they said. And I was just like, I could never watch. I can't watch this because I don't remember what happened. But I'm like, I'll bet
right.
you it's one of those times where I was just for some reason just not functioning. Like
Was he
I was
right?
just off my game. Probably there's a good chance that they were right. Still mean to
Boo.
say, but there's a
So
good
mean to
chance that they're
say.
correct.
Keep that negativity away.
But I'm not gonna
God.
check. I am not gonna go back and
And
watch
you don't
that.
need to check because you're a creator, you're an
Yes.
artist, you're making this happen.
Yes.
So, period.
Period. Comma.
Exclamation point.
Exclamation point.
Thank you for doing this.
Of course.
I'm actually really enjoying this. Like after work, this is fun. Like this is great. Um,
It's the vibe
yeah,
chamber.
love the vibe. I'm so honored. I'm literally so honored. I didn't want to do any other interview, but this to be so real.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Were you getting? Because I know, like after the voice appearance, were you getting just like hounded about stuff?
I was getting offers. I was getting like people reaching out, and I was like, I want to do them, but I want to do the vibe chamber first if I'm lucky.
The only time that's
Um,
ever been said.
no, and I mean that. I mean that fully, because like, yeah, my God, this is great.
Well, how was
But
that
yeah.
process shooting the voice? Because I knew you were in Cali filming something, but I didn't know anything more than that. And so when
Mhm.
you were like posted, you're like, I'm on the voice. I was like,
For
That's what
real.
that's what that is. Okay.
Yes.
Now I get it. What
Yes.
was the process of shooting that like? And I mean, I don't know how
Okay.
what you can or can't say.
Um, I'm gonna figure it out on the as I go. Filming for it was so fun.
Hmm.
I have never felt more like an like an artist because they really took care of us. Every single person. I had the best time. I needed that summer with all my fucking heart. I'm being so honest right
Yeah.
now. It was musical camp. Every single person that I hung out with, and there were also contestants, we hung out every single day. We sung at the pool, and I've never met more genuine people who just like truly live in music.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? When I did American Idol, you met people that were there to be TV personalities, and it was icky. It
Yeah.
was so icky, dude. And they were right in a sense because they made it further and they had more airtime. In The Voice, it was like I am making friends right now. I am given so much downtime to just hang out, uh, and like make these great experiences and memories. And then when we're filming, it's like we're put in these costumes, like given by Hollywood, essentially, or like Universal Studios.
Yeah.
Me being the grandma that I am, I brought my own clothes and they were like, okay, you're wearing your clothes. So I wore my vest and like the pants that I embroidered, and I felt great. I felt like an artist, you know? Um, but yeah, it's stressful in the sense that you know there's so many cameras everywhere. There are producers, and it's like when you're filming interviews, it's so I don't know, it's like you know at the back of your head like there's a chance that this thing that I'm gonna say right now is gonna be on TV.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, I was like talking a lot. I was talking a lot.
What was this
I'm
normal
happy.
like schedule? Was it rehearsing and then meeting and then
Yeah.
just like a lot of downtime? Was there a particular things that you had to do every day leading up to when you actually shot
Yeah.
your audition?
It was a lot of downtime. We had like we were able to rehearse our audition song,
Yeah.
which is great. Like they really want us to be prepared, which is so nice.
They don't
That's
they
why
don't
I was
want you
like,
to do poorly. They want you to
they
do well.
don't want you to do poorly. And for a second, I'm like, is this real? Because like you're so used to the competition shows being like, oh, let's throw this kid in the mix. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like,
Yeah, I
no.
know Idol, especially in its heyday, was like that was such a big part of it. Was like who's gonna be
Yeah,
good, but like who's gonna really suck on
question.
tonight's episode,
I
and they knew that.
know.
That was part of
Golly.
that was part of it. So I like to hear that this nowadays they're, and I mean
Yes.
it's obviously a different show, but it's also a
Yes,
different time. I feel like
for
you
sure.
know,
But
uh,
also, like, I came more prepared mentally
mhm,
because of my experience on American Idol. I was like, I know who I am a little more now.
mhm.
I know how I want to present myself, and I know what like matters to me, And I know how to sing a little better, hopefully.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, the filming, the day of, like in front of the judges, dude, that was a crazy time because they flew my mom out from Hong Kong. Thank
Wow.
God. Like I think I was the only contestant where they were like, yeah, we'll bring your mom from Hong Kong. Like that was a blessing. Thank God. She was there because I only ever get to see her like once or twice a year if I'm lucky. Once if I'm lucky, actually,
Did that
because
calm
she's
you
still alive.
down having her there, or were you kind of extra nervous? Like, damn, now I'm in front of my mom too.
Honestly, Scotty, I had so much fun because I know my mom as such like a hard-headed, strong bitch in the best way, like a boss ass bitch, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
a boss ass bitch. Yes.
And like we're filming for cameras and all of a sudden she's like, Aiden, I'm kind of scared right now. Like, oh my God, all these cameras. And I'm like, it felt like payback. I'm like, you be nervous now, bitch. You feel what it feels like. Can I tell you what happened?
Yes, please do.
So there was a scene where my mom and I were looking up at this wall of past winners, right? And like we were just gonna like react and be like, "Oh, I know who that is." And I did. I have some friends who won The Voice last year.
Okay.
And we were filming and my mom was told to just like take in the moment and like point out who she recognizes, right? And then the producer steps away. We're not filming yet. And my mom whispers in my ear in Filipino. She's like, Aiden, I don't recognize any of these faces.
She was hamming it
I was
up for
like,
the camera.
yes. And I was like, don't worry, mom. I got this. Just like follow my lead, right?
Yeah.
The camera, like, we're filming. And I look up and I'm like, oh, that's my friend Cam Anthony. And then my mom, she looks up and she's like, ah, yes.
She's an
Wait,
actress.
no, wait. She said John Mayer. She said John Mayer. Ah, yes, John Mayer. I'm like, Mom, that is not John Mayer. She
Wait,
meant John
did they air that? I don't remember.
They didn't air that. I wish they did because that was funny as fuck. I was laughing so hard.
That would have gone
Ah,
viral. That would have been
yes.
hilarious.
John Mayer. I'm like, no. Oh, that's not. Yeah, that was funny. So it was nice to see her nervous.
Yeah.
It was so nice to see her nervous. But I was also happy to like get her there,
Mhm.
you know? I'm so happy that like even that I didn't make it far, I can still say that I got to experience that with my mom, you
Mhm.
know?
That's
Being
that's a milestone no matter what.
like she got to have that experience.
Yeah.
And it was so I was like watching my clip over and over again. Like my favorite part truly is to see my mom there and
Yeah.
just to like I don't know, like last year I finally convinced her that I finally convinced her to allow me to stop going to college. And that was a big weight off my shoulders because she's a scholarship kid through and
Mhm.
through. I had a scholarship and she's like finished school. But I was doing all these Broadway auditions and The Voice and like I just wanted to focus solely on my career and like making music and living, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I called her one day and I was on the floor crying alone in my Chicago apartment. I was like, Mom, please, like I'm doing all these things. I have The Voice next year and like I really, because it came to a point where I felt I couldn't fully express myself to her because of school.
Mhm.
Because I knew how bad she wants me to graduate. And I get it. I understand. So I call her. I'm like, I just feel like I'm ready, to take everything in by the reins. And she says, you know what, Aiden, I've prayed so hard for you to be on the right track. I've prayed to God so hard for you, and it seems like school isn't in the cards. So you know what, you do what you gotta do. And I was like, oh my God, did I just get did I just get a hall pass for life right now?
Well,
It changed everything.
and then you bringing her there really is like a culmination.
So
Like I was right to
yeah.
do this. I was right to do this.
Yes, it was like I hope this experience just proves to that like I am reaching for many opportunities and like everything that you did for me, school and like getting me to America wasn't for nothing. It
Mhm.
was, like I'm doing this for myself, but also to just like say thank you
Yeah.
for everything, you know?
And at the end of the day, no matter what, you had a great audition. I'll say it.
Oh,
You had an
thank
amazing
you.
audition. And if you go and
Thank you.
watch the pre-audition, you might see everyone's
Ah,
favorite host of the Vibe Chamber for a second or
yeah.
two playing the drums. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes. I love performing with you. It's always so fun.
It's good. I can't wait till the stuff that we recorded comes out.
Yes.
It's gonna be great. Well,
Oh, I can't
Aiden, we are out of time.
wait.
But I appreciate you. I want to say thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really, really
Thank you, Scott.
appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
I hope
This
you
was
had a good
great.
time.
I did, and I think I can give you like a thumbs up if that's okay.
Do it. It's like a freeze frame at the end of like a corny like 90s movie.
Oh
Ready?
God,
Ready?
this is good. Okay, I'm gonna pretend I'm gonna jump. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, everyone.
I think I'm.
What?
Yeah. Thank you. You know what? Thank you.
Thank you, Aiden. I love it. You're just frozen with a firework. Thank you to everyone who watched. I'll see you the next time we're live, whenever that is. I'll see you.